Hi, hello, how are you, Amanda? Seint artist. We're gonna do our makeup. We're gonna do the collections. Today we're working with the Collection 8. It comes with a size 8 palette and 8 full-size tins. I am a level 3, so when you're wanting to do this, because I know sending me a picture is difficult. It was hard for me, I get it. So there's an option now. There wasn't an option before, but there's an option now because you don't want to trust the tins based off of the colors on the website. They're a little bit off, and that's why we like to do a custom color match. But Seint came out with collections, so when you go, click my link, go to collections, and there's a little tab that says find your shades. Pictures pop up, you find the one that matches you the most, and then that tells you which level you are. I'm a level 3, and it comes with 3 highlight colors in the level 8, Collection 8. And so with that, I get amber, highlight color, aura, and linen. It's 3, and these all will work together. Everybody can wear a couple shades, but this helps you customize the shade. These will last a very long time because you need so little. It comes with olive contour. On this side, I've got Bella bronzer, my favorite. I also get Frenchie, which is another great tool that I love that comes in this kit. Hollywood lip and cheek, and then you get Angel Illuminator, which is so pretty. All right, we're gonna get started. You also get the 3D brush. I'm gonna get started with my Milk Hydro Grip. I have oily skin and I like using this. If you have dry skin, do moisturize, let it sit on your skin for about 20 minutes and then get started. But I do like having a nice primer, but if you're dry, use your setting spray as a primer because it's super extra hydrating and it will help with blending. You can also spray it on your brush while you're blending and it works great. Anyways, we're getting started. I'm gonna be using Charlotte Tilbury setting spray because again, I'm oily. All right, I'm going to use the bunny tail of my 3D brush. So when you're doing this, keep in mind, I've got stuff. I didn't color correct anything, so we are going to be using this for all the things. And this is a great collection. It gives you so much to work with. First color I'm going to go into is my amber highlight color. And you can switch out any of these highlights. If they don't quite work for you, please talk to me if they don't quite work for you so we can find what does, because you may not like the makeup, but it may just because you have the wrong shade. So please do talk to me. I will follow up if you get a collection, but it's just because I love this makeup and I want you to love this makeup. So we'll probably talk a little bit. I'm here when you need me and I'm here when you don't need me. So we're gonna go into these shades, and if they don't quite match, these shades can be swapped, but the other ones cannot. So I'm going in with the bunny tail with amber, and I have stuff. I've got scarring, hyperpigmentation. I'm just gonna take and I'm gonna cover those things first as a camouflage, but very lightly. You don't need a lot. This is 80% pigmentation. What you're used to is 18, so you need very little. One of the things that everybody is the most surprised in is the coverage they get, but how light it feels on their skin. You don't realize how heavy your makeup feels until you try something lighter. So I've just covered my scarring, looks really nice. Amber is a touch warm for me, so I'm really glad I have these other highlight colors to work with. And again, I haven't done any of my color correcting. I'm just going over some of my redness that I have on my chin. I have a few breakouts on my chin right now. Lovely, I know. All right, my under eyes. This is what I'm so excited about. This is what I love about the level 3. It comes with Frenchie, and Frenchie is my favorite under eye corrector. I just grab a little on my finger, and I'm just gonna go right here under my eye where my darkness is. It's gonna turn it a shade of pink, but it's canceling out the darkness. So when I do my under eye brightening with that concealer color, it's gonna really help it pop and not let that darkness pull through and look dark. All right, so Frenchie is a great tool for that. You can also use your main highlight if you'd like to do that. All right, so now my neck is always lighter than my face. We can see that here because I don't have any makeup on. I'm gonna take a bit of amber and I'm just gonna see how this looks. And I think it looks a little dark, a little too warm. So I'm gonna tap into amber and then I'm gonna hit linen. Linen is quite light and it's gonna lighten it just a bit and it's gonna bridge to my neck, and I'm able to get that balance of skin tone right down here. These collections are really great because you can mix without melting them together, and so everything is customized in a way that you can make it work for your skin tone. Just be sure you're using those Find My Shades pictures to get the closest match possible, and then again, talk to me. Talk to me, talk to me. So I'm just balancing out my skin tone on the lower part of my face here. I don't feel you need a main highlight. You need a brightening highlight in your contour, and it all works out up top. If you do have discoloration or acne on your forehead, then yes, put some main highlight just to wash it over. All I am going to take my Aura color, that's that middle shade, and I'm gonna go right here in the middle, and I'm gonna pull this out. This is gonna give the illusion of reflecting light. If you like it to be very punchy, go ahead and grab a little linen and pop it on. If you have large pores, if you have fine lines, I would go with the mid color because going too light can create texture. So I like to go with the middle line, because middle color, medium, because I do have stuff on my forehead and I don't want a lot of texture. So I use Aura, and I'm gonna be using linen as more of a pop color. And so I put some on my Cupid's bow because this is a very pretty area and I want it to pop when I'm doing my lips, because lips are pretty. All right, next we're gonna go in on the bunny tail and we're gonna do some contouring. I'm going into olive and I'm just pressing this in really good. And I'm gonna go here and here. You have natural shadowing on your forehead. We're just using those natural shadows as a guide. And then I swirl and bridge cross, swirl, and then I'll also tap and blend down onto my temples. And as my brightening highlight, that Aura color meets my contour, it creates dimension, coverage, and balance. Very natural looking, very pretty. This sits on your skin, it lives with your skin rather than on your skin, and it gives a very skin-like finish that doesn't look dry or chalky. It can if you want powder, but just saying. All right, we're gonna go back into some more olive. I press on the side of the brush on this, and I'm gonna do my cheekbones. I go above the shadow at the bottom of the cheekbone, and I just bring this down like this. I like to apply my makeup. I do some camouflaging over my discoloration, but I don't try to do a heavy coverage at the beginning because I don't want to over apply. And so when I'm doing that, again, over a top of the shadow, bottom of the cheekbone, while I'm doing this, I'm adding, you know, my foundation. My contour is foundation. My lip and cheeks are a foundation coverage because those are also 80% pigmentation. And so at the end, after this is all on, then I can look at it and say, okay, what needs addressing? What's pulling through? Is my scarring showing? Or is my acne needing to be, you know, reined in? So that's done at the end, not going through it. So I'm just touching up and I'm building up my contour where I like it. I like a bit of a bolder, I like to see my stuff. I like my makeup. I like the ritual of a makeup. Like that, for me, is my happy place. I love sitting in here and just putting the stuff on and trusting the process. Whenever things look a little scary, I always say, trust the process. Listen to Amanda, trust the process. When you look at yourself and you've got 2 brown stripes down your nose, you just say, Amanda said to trust the process. But I like to use my fingers. I have a bit of a bump right here on my nose, so I just pull, you can see it right there, because I tapped it to show y'all. Follow it in. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? I'm gonna square off the tip, and I am gonna tap a little on my bump because it is really rearing its head. All right, I'm gonna take the bunny tail in, and I'm just gonna tap it. I don't like to wipe because, again, I have a bump. If you have a nice, perfectly straight nose, God bless you. I'm happy for you, but I have to tap it. And then I'm gonna go around the tip, up the sides. I like to focus the colors on the sides, but then I bridge it together. I blend them together. You still see the line, natural line down the middle. I'm gonna take the pointy end, pinch it so it's like a line. I'm gonna go into linen on this one. If you have large pores on your nose, pick the medium color. I'm gonna go into linen, the brighter color, and I'm gonna go between the brows, down the nose, hit the tip. I'm gonna use my pointer finger. Your hands are warm. Use them. They work well with the creams. And I just use my finger on my nose. It just melts it right in with everything. And I like it best this way. You can use your brush. It's your face. Do what you want with it. I'm just trying to work with my bump here. All right, there's my nose. There's my cheeks. I'm gonna do a little bit of my jaw because it helps chisel some things out. It can really hide the chins if you're wanting to. It can just chisel out the jaw. I watch J-Lo do this, and we know she doesn't have another chin. She doesn't. But she also works hard to not have that chin, I guess. I don't work that hard. I just use contour. And so we just pull this down like this. All right, I'm gonna go to the bottom layer and we're gonna go into our bronzer next. Bella Bronzer was the only show in town for years. So if you ever think it's too light, too dark, don't This was it for everybody for a long time. There's other ones, they are good, but Bella is where it's at. And so I'm gonna go in with the bunny tail end of the 3D brush and we're gonna tap in. It picks up very easily. And I'm gonna go right here. We're just wanting to give a glow where the sun would hit, like when we're driving in our car on a winter day and, oh, we could have gotten a sunburn through the window that's tinted. We just tap this around here and it just adds a little bit of a glow. I like it with my blush. So I hit on my cheekbone up top. I mean, I'm almost 43 next month. Good grief. Just over a month away. I accept champagne. Anyways, I like bringing my bronzer around and I like to keep everything up here because as we get older, we lose volume in our cheeks. I say this every time I'm on this part because I want everybody to know you'll lose the volume. So if you apply it right here and you're resting, the resting face, my daughter calls it, it's gonna look like circles because it all comes together. So I focus mine here and then I blend it down and you can put it on as much as you want. I like to start light and build up, but I like the warmth that it will add to my blush. And I'm using fairly light tones. These are pretty safe colors. So I'm really trying to punch up my bronzer here. I don't know if you could tell because I keep going in, but I really want to punch it up. So I've got it on the cheeks there. I just think you could use this as a blush. You just could, okay? I think Bella Bronzer is the only one available in the collections anyways, and you can't swap it out. All right, so I'm kind of assessing my face right now. I have my Frenchie under my eyes, but I'm also gonna use my Frenchie on the apples because I do have my scarring and it is pulling through a little bit because I didn't do my normal correcting because that's not part of this collection. So I'm gonna take some Frenchie with my finger, just like with my under eyes. I'm gonna smile so I can make sure it's on my apples. And I'm gonna go directly over my scarring. And this is gonna work with my blush. And I'm gonna go again over the scarring on the apples, just like that. This is gonna blend seamlessly. This is a very light, this can fall flat on people. I don't think Frenchie is a standalone blush. I think it's a great addition to your palette tool. I'm gonna take the bunny tail end again. You're really just using this puppy right here. And I'm going into Hollywood. And I'm gonna grab some on. I'm gonna start at the top of my cheek like I was just saying. And I'm gonna add that pink. And here we go. There's not a fall collection to buy. So you get what you get. If you don't want pinks, we can talk about this, okay? Sandstone is a really beautiful color if you're looking for a fall color, and you can just add that to your cart after you put your collection in. But this Hollywood color is so, so, so pretty. You can tap into that and then grab some Angel Illuminator and just tap that right up here and it'll just add a hue of shimmer, shimmer. I like the creams because your skin has a texture and using creams already gives you that glow, but I bring that Hollywood down into that Frenchie and they blend together and work together and keep that scarring at bay. All right, let's do our under eyes. I like doing them last because it rains down my blush that I always bring way too high. I'm gonna use the pointy end. I'm gonna use Aura. So remember I put Frenchie on to correct the darkness. I'm gonna go into Aura and I'm gonna smile. So you see this reflecting light? That is your guide. Your face maps this out for you. And so I am going to hit the top of my cheek where that reflection is, follow that orbital bone up, and I'm gonna slowly bring this up and in to my under eye. It's gonna help lift my eye. I've already done my eyeshadow. And so we're just gonna tap this on, use your mirror. I recommend keeping your face colors on the top layer with the mirror because that's when you're really needing it, is to make sure you get that coverage you want. We're just gonna tap this around. You want it on the soft part last, but I just like how tight it makes my under eye look. So again, grabbing that mid color, Aura, smiling, hitting that shine, and then we're just gonna follow that around on that orbital bone and then come up onto the soft tissue. Bing, bang, boom. This brush can do your whole darn face, but bring it up to that soft tissue last. Otherwise it will texturize it. You could texturize a 5-year-old. I don't care. Soft tissue is soft tissue. Skin is a texture. You can't erase it, but you can camouflage the things you don't like the best you can. And this helps hide. Lightness pulls out so it can help with that puffiness on those troughs, but they're still there. Okay, we're camouflaging, we're not erasing. It's not possible. All right, I'm gonna take this pointy end, I'm gonna pinch it, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of my contour, and I'm gonna go right under my lip here. You can do this with any brush. You could do this with your finger. I'm gonna do a little Gomez Adams. There we go. Boom. I'm gonna grab a little bit more, tapping once, and I'm gonna go right in between, right here. So this just highlights tidy. I like a tidy contoured lip. I don't like it messy, smearing it all around and trying to fix it. No, too much time. I'm gonna use that same pointy and I'm gonna go into linen, that brighter color, and I'm gonna make a greater than, less than math sign, just like that. This is again gonna give you some contrast with your lip color, which we're gonna use in here. Again, using my warm fingers, I'm gonna tap this out. You want this highlight color because it's gonna look at how it just snatches up the lips, gives you some definition. I get cold sores. Sorry, I know people we can't talk about it, it's so taboo, but it does sometimes mess with having a structured lip line. This helps. This helps with that structure, and so does having that contour. So while I'm on that pointy end with my brightening on that linen color, I'm gonna tap it right. I don't like, if you have mature eyes, I do not like shimmer on my inner corners, but you can take that brighter color, that linen, the brightest of those 3 shades, and you could just tap that onto that inner corner and then use that finger, and it just creates this pop of color without creating a bunch of texture like powders and shimmers can. It can look gunky. So keep that in mind. If you over apply and you see creasing, just tap it out with your finger. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury and I'm gonna spray my face. It has such a good sprayer, and I love the smell. It's subtle, it's beautiful. I'm gonna take that bunny tail and I'm going to, oh, something fell. I have something under my eye. There we go. I'm gonna press that setting spray into my skin where I get oily. Which is everywhere. Okay, we're gonna grab one more brush. I know I said one brush, but when it comes to lips, you want something that lines. So if you have a lip liner brush, grab it. And I'm gonna use the Seint Multitasker brush. I'm gonna go into olive. Now, if it's fall, if it's summer, this is still a great brown color, and you're gonna line. Do not overline your lips, and line it with your contour, or you can line it with bronzer. I'll do both. I'll do bronzer on top, on the bottom, and contour on top. And you can line, one is warm, one is cool. It's whatever you want. You got them both. Play with them. You got 2 different lip looks going on here. We have Frenchie. You could put that on top, and when you mix it with the brown, it just creates this really pretty natural lip, okay? Or you can take Hollywood and have a nice neutral, mixing it with that bronzer. So good. They're natural, they're not as punchy and bright pink. Mix them together. You have so many lip options in this palette. Take that Angel Illuminator and just hit that Cupid's bow right there. Isn't that pretty? I know it is. Take a little bit more. Do that little weird Rudolph thing people do. It's subtle, so it's not like a Rudolph shimmer like the kids do. It's okay if you do it. You could also pop that on your inner corner, tap that in. You can also highlight your brow with it. You could also hit right here. That's your whole palette. I just did my whole face. You can take it and help bridge your neck. You could take a little bit of bronzer, hit, and then bridge it down your neck if your neck still looks too light, which for me that tends to happen. But oh, I'm just gonna clean things up. I'm gonna look and see what blemishes need to be taken care of. And this area here needs a little help, so I'm gonna take my amber color and I'm gonna go over my pimples because they happen. I have some awful breakouts going on lately. I've been on new medicine. It happens. We're getting older, right? And I'm just lightly tapping this out, just like that. Grab some setting spray, spray on that lower part to reset it. Boom, 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 boom. Collection8. I love this collection out of all the collections because you don't end up with a bunch of unnecessary colors. I used everything in here and I created a well-balanced look, and this is gonna last me, if you don't do your makeup every day, this will last you a year. This whole palette. If you do your makeup every day, it'll last you 4 to 6 months or more. Your contour, your bronzers, your blushes, those will last you at least a year. The only colors you're really switching out are your highlight colors when they've run out, and that's 16 bucks or so. So keep that in mind. This is the Collection8. This is probably my favorite collection out of all of them if you don't want to show me your beautiful face. But that's it. Have a great day.